lesson, sorry, is 6.5. I can solve equations in the form p times x plus q equals r. And we're going to go over two different ways that you can solve equations like this. So the first one, let's call this method number 1. If the equation is in this form, you would divide first by p, or the number outside the parentheses. Divide by p, or the number outside the parentheses. I don't know how to spell parentheses. One second. It's PA. And then the second step would be to undo addition and subtraction. So if we have an equation like, for example, let's do example 1. 5 times x plus 7 equals 30. We draw our line down the equal sign. And then we don't use the normal rules that we did last time because the parentheses group these together. So we can't undo the adding 7 until we get rid of this 5 outside. So that's 5 times this whole thing, so we'll divide the whole thing by 5. If I divide this side by 5, I have to divide this side by 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1, so I just have x plus 7 equals 30 divided by 5 is 6. And we have to undo adding 7 to get the x by itself, so we'll subtract 7 from this side and this side, so we get x equals -1. Then if we check our work, we'd plug -1 back in here. -1 plus 7 is 6. 5 times 6 is 30. Let's do another one like that. Let's do -4 times y minus 2 equals 16. So the first thing I would always do is change the sign of the one behind, and then I'll draw my line. I want to get rid of this -4 first, since the parentheses are grouping this all together. This is -4 times all of this, so I'm going to divide by -4 on both sides. -4 divided by -4 is 1, so I have 1 plus -2 equals -4. And I have to undo this -2 by adding 2. So I get y, this all becomes 0, equals -4 plus 2 is -2. If I check my work, -2 minus 2 is -4. -4 times -4 is positive 16. Okay, there's another way you can do this, and you can, we'll call this method number 2. The other method would be to distribute p, or the number outside the parentheses, and then second step would be to undo addition and subtraction, and the third step would be to undo multiplication and division. So let's do an example of one of these. Let's call it example 3. We had 1 and 2 up here. So for example 3, let's do 2 times x minus 4 equals 18. So first thing I would do is change the sign of the one behind. Now step 1 is to distribute the number outside the parentheses, so I distribute the 2. So I have 2 times x plus 2 times -4 equals 18. Then I'll simplify. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times -4 is -8. Now I have a two-step equation like we're used to seeing in the lesson from last time. So to undo this negative 8, I would add 8, and I would get 2x equals 26, and then divide by 2, and I get 1x equals 13. Let me move this up a little bit so you can see a little better. Okay, and then we'll do one more of these. So for example 4, let's do 6 times x plus 3 equals 24. So I start by distributing the number outside the parentheses. So I have 6 times x plus 6 times 3. 6 times x is 6x. 6 times 3 is 18. Now I'm on step 2. I need to undo addition and subtraction. The opposite of adding 18 is subtracting 18. So I get 6x equals 6. Then I need to undo multiplying by 6. The opposite of multiplying by 6 is dividing by 6. So I get x equals 1.